How to ditch diet culture. For many people, and let's be honest, especially women, diet culture has always been a part of their lives, of our lives. From magazines filled with weight loss tips to humongous billboards of skinny women, we're always reminded that being thin is the standard, the ideal, and these reminders are really everywhere. There's some people who only wish to drop a few pounds or to get more toned, and there's some people who want to go on full-on detox diets and cleanses and lose half of their body weight. We can never just be satisfied with our bodies. There's always this other new step that we have to take. There's always a new diet to try, a new health trend to try, a new body goals to reach. Like, it just never stops. So it's important to recognize these examples of diet culture, and that way you can ditch it for good. What is diet culture? Diet culture is a set of beliefs revolving around the fact that food has moral value and also that thinness should be valued above anything else. Being thin is seen as the ideal and it's automatically equated to health. And losing weight is seen as the optimal and actually only solution to being healthy and achieving optimal health. Foods are deemed as either good or bad, and so are lifestyle choices. And certain ways of doing things and eating are demonized while others are glorified. And often these things change all the time, so it's kind of hard to keep up with them. Those who have water and salads and have yoga sessions in the morning are seen as these like optimal, healthy super beings, while those who have pizza and ice cream in front of Netflix are seen as lazy and are deemed as people who lack self-control. The simple idea of balance and allowing yourself to choose the unhealthy option once in a while is just nowhere to be found unless you count the super controlled cheat meals, obviously, which I don't, and if you want to know why, then check out the video I made about that. People who decide that the pursuit of health just isn't their top priority are really looked down upon. And it's important to know that this disproportionately affects women, people of color, people in larger bodies, and people with disabilities. And of course, if there's some intersection between any of these, then that's even worse. What are some examples of diet culture? We are so ingrained in diet culture that you probably hear these phrases all the time and you don't really give much thought to them. They are sentences like, I want to lose X pounds so I can look amazing at this party. I wish I had your small appetite. That way I could fit into my skinny jeans. I haven't lost all the baby weight yet, so I don't really feel comfortable going to the beach. She has such a pretty face. Too bad she's on the curvier side. I feel like I would finally love my life if I could just get rid of my cellulite and my love handles. All these sentences, you probably hear them all the time, and they fuel diet culture and they reinforce this idea that thin body is the ideal. Diet culture is also the fact that 45 million Americans go on a diet each year even if they don't really work. Studies show that only around 20% of diets are successful in long-term weight loss maintenance, and for some studies the numbers are even lower. So most of these restrictive diets don't work, yet people are still going on them all the time. They're pouring their time, their money, their energy into them instead of looking for alternate solutions. Again, diets work for some people, diets are amazing for some people, but not everybody, and not everybody should be pressured into dieting if it's not right for them. Diet culture can also manifest in the form of people, especially women, being congratulated for their weight loss. When one, maybe it wasn't even intentional, you don't even know what they had to do to lose that weight. And also some women are being like congratulated for this, and they have other much greater achievements that are just brushed under the rug. You also see these ads promising you that your life will be so much better after you lose 20 pounds and all that stuff. Diet culture is all of these things, but it can also entail more serious things, such as facing discrimination in your work structure or facing discrimination even in your doctor's office. And if you're interested in studies for this, they are in my blog post, which is in the description. Diet culture also makes people believe that for some reason, you're allowed to comment on other people's food choices. This really annoys me, and I have the privilege of being in a thin body. So imagine how annoying it must be if you're in a bigger body and you're constantly dealing with these comments and you're constantly having to justify yourself. I go more into detail about this in my video on why you don't really need to lose weight if you're interested. How to ditch diet culture. So now that you're able to recognize diet culture and know some of the effects that it can have, which is already a step in the right direction, here are some ways to ditch it for good. First of all, you can speak out when you hear one of the phrases that I've mentioned previously. Some people don't even realize that these phrases can be problematic because they've just been repeating them over and over for their entire lives, and they've just been drilled into their heads. So you can be the one to finally open their eyes. Also, you shouldn't comment on someone's weight or their food choices. You have no idea what they are going through or what their health situation is. And even if your sole goal is to make them healthier and to try to help them, then shaming their weight is never the answer. There are tons of ways to have good, intelligent conversations about that don't involve fat shaming. I also really encourage you to move away from the all or nothing mentality or from food guilt, which are both really ingrained in diet culture. And I've made videos about both of these things that you can check out if you're interested. I'll be putting them in the description too. It's really important to stop giving a moral value to your food and to your actions. You can enjoy a salad or a workout, of course, but do it because you enjoy it and because you enjoy the way that it's going to make you and your body feel. Not to punish yourself, not because you've overeaten the night before and you need to compensate, not because you need to be good. And you can also enjoy a guilt-free meal with alcohol and dessert at a restaurant because it makes you feel good too. But what if I still want to eat healthier and lose weight? Don't get me wrong, I still think that developing healthy habits should be one of your main priorities. And I also realize that it's easy for me to criticize diet culture and to say these things all while being in this body type that society caters to. I do understand that people may have a desire to lose weight, and that's 100% totally fine, but it should be done the right way, meaning with no restrictive diets and as far away from diet culture as possible. And it's also important to actually focus on your health, because some people say that they're just trying to eat healthier all while eating lettuce leaves and having green smoothies all the time. Hint, not healthy. And health has become this new trend that diet culture hides behind, and that's not good. This should not be your goal. You need to put your health first, meaning your physical health, but also your mental health, and weight loss should come as a result of this. It should not be your main focus, your main goal. Sure, you should strive to have mostly healthy, balanced meals full of healthy protein, healthy carbs, whole foods, fruit and vegetables. But you should also be able to enjoy a pizza night or enjoy a few drinks with your friends, enjoy some cookies, some candy once in a while. All of these things that diet culture demonizes. I often say this, but while kale is good for your cells, cookies are good for your soul. One isn't inherently better than the other. It really depends on the situation and on the choices that you have to make. A bowl of spinach leaves would be a poor choice of comfort food to have after a long, hard day, and a cupcake would be a poor choice of food to have for breakfast if you have a super long and tiring day ahead of you. You get the idea. It's all about balance as usual. In short, diet culture is a set of beliefs revolving around the fact that food has moral value and that thinness should be valued above everything else, and that healthy eating and having a healthy lifestyle is reserved for kind of superior people. Like I mentioned before, it's absolutely fine to wish to lose weight if it's for health reasons or just for personal reasons because you want to, and that's awesome. You should do that, and you're allowed to search up advice and help on how to do that. But it's not cool when weight loss is being imposed to you by societal standards, and sadly that's often the case. There's a fine line between wanting to be healthy and lose weight because it's what you actually desire, and being ingrained in diet culture and having all of these things forced upon you even if you don't want to, feeling pressured to do so and feeling shamed and being shamed for your choices. It's really, really hard to hit this correct balance, and I try to make videos that are kind of on both ends of the spectrum, like of my spectrum. Obviously, I'm not into super restrictive dieting, and I'm not into staying morbidly obese and just not caring about your health at all. I'm really in the middle, and that's what I really try to show with my videos. I'm sorry if sometimes it can seem a bit confusing, because like I said, it's a fine line and I never want to overstep in either direction. So developing healthier habits and lifestyle choices, all while loving your body and doing the things that make you feel good, is the way to go. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.